Why is it that the things we once wanted so badly slowly become invisible once we finally have them? The job you prayed for, the relationship you chased, the life you worked toward. At first, it mattered. It felt meaningful, alive. Then, one day, it didn't. Not because it got worse, but because you got used to it. Psychologists have discovered something unsettling about the human brain. We don't value things based on how important they are. We value them based on how new they feel. And the moment something becomes familiar, the brain quietly reduces its emotional weight. Today, we're uncovering the psychology and neuroscience behind why we stop valuing what we already have and why loss suddenly makes everything feel precious again. The human brain is a prediction machine. Its job is not happiness. Its job is efficiency. Neuroscience shows that when something becomes familiar, the brain reduces attention to it. This process is called hedonic adaptation. Brain imaging studies reveal that new experiences activate dopamine strongly. Repeated experiences trigger less response over time. The brain says, "I've seen this before, I don't need to focus on it anymore." This is why gratitude fades, excitement dulls, and presence disappears. Not because you're ungrateful, but because your brain optimized it away. Here's the paradox. We don't fully value things while we have them, but the moment they're threatened or gone, their value suddenly becomes clear. Why? Because loss activates a different system. Neuroscience shows that loss triggers the amygdala, the brain's threat and survival center. Suddenly, attention returns, emotion intensifies, meaning resurfaces. This is why people say, "I didn't realize how much it mattered until I lost it." The value was always there, your brain just stopped highlighting it. Psychologists call this distortion the endowment effect. Once something belongs to us, our brain assumes it's replaceable until it's at risk. Studies by Kahneman and Thaler showed people undervalue what they own daily, but overvalue it once they imagine losing it. Your brain doesn't assign value objectively, it assigns value based on change. No change, low attention. Potential loss, high importance. This is why relationships often feel different over time. At the beginning, attention is high, novelty is strong, and dopamine is active. Later, familiarity replaces curiosity, presence turns into assumption. Psychology shows we start treating people as constants, not experiences, until distance appears, until silence happens, until absence reminds the brain this is not guaranteed. Loss reactivates value, not love, attention. Ownership creates psychological comfort. Comfort reduces alertness. The brain assumes if it's mine, it will stay. But neuroscience shows the brain evolved for survival, not appreciation. So it conserves energy by ignoring the stable, chasing the changing, and fixating on what's missing. This is why we crave what we don't have and neglect what we do. This pattern leads to chronic dissatisfaction, emotional blindness, constant wanting, and regret after loss. The brain keeps saying something else will feel better, but psychology shows the feeling doesn't come from more, it comes from attention. Studies show that when people deliberately slow down and mentally imagine loss, gratitude increases, not through positivity, through contrast. The brain doesn't value permanence, it values fragility. When you remind yourself this isn't guaranteed, the brain re-engages. Awareness doesn't stop adaptation, but it softens it. You don't stop valuing things because they stop mattering. You stop valuing them because your brain stopped paying attention. And sometimes, the most painful losses are simply reminders of what was already meaningful. Nothing became special after it was gone. You just finally noticed. If this made you reflect on something you've overlooked, leave a comment below and subscribe for more psychology and neuroscience stories that explain why the mind works the way it does.